10, 12-year-old children.
Yeah, we're gonna get to Charleston White real soon, all right? But before we do that, y'all know we got the Jameson ready on deck, you know what I mean? Shout out to Ground Voices. All my niggas that's on Ground Voices, y'all already know what time it is. Bito can't do this shit without the Jameson. So we on the Jameson, you know what I mean? Shout out to y'all. Let me tune into pros and cons right now, right? So y'all know pros and cons. Shout out to my man Herm. All right. We're gonna tune in and see what he out there talking about right now. All right.
Therefore, there's no community. There's no community debating just because we're debating on that.
It also says this, right? It also has another part of it where it says, is it any wonder that despite knowing the general insecurity of social media and the danger of saying anything in a room full of strangers, people will unload their trauma on Clubhouse without a second thought. So although you know the internet isn't a safe space, you will still get in a room of 200 people and tell 200 people you don't know your business.
I wonder why, but I just find it about the whole community part here, Rock. I just find it weak that you're willing to create a community in the metaverse, but not the one at your front door. Like, you don't even know your neighbor's name. And you want to come here and kiki with people and build this and start all this stuff. Like, get out of here, man. Go do something productive out.
I do agree with that.
That's Yahoo scammer.
If we really think about it, and just being real, you may not like your neighbor. When people come to Clubhouse, there's a lot of us that connect for whatever reason that we just vibe with. It almost feels like we had a chance to go back to school. Not that we need to be immature all the time, but I'm just saying it to say, let's not take and discredit everything from the app because one, they've shown that audio communication is as good as you taking a coding class. So that's something to that addiction that they want to call it addiction, whatever, of connecting with people every day. Because one, first, we're humans. Second, we're social beings, and we need other people. So people can say, oh, they don't have friends outside. That could be true. Or they could just be so in tune with like life and bills and work. They haven't had that chance. And this app has connected people. I'm not saying it's all healthy, but don't just discredit it all, Yahoo.
Yeah, you know, I think that was a good point that she was making. I mean, obviously, I just tuned in, so I don't even know the context of the conversation. But that's pros and cons. You know, that's a space that's hosted by Herm. That's kind of like his radio station in a sense. You know, with all these social audio apps that's taking over the world in a sense, right? Or taking over certain communities, or certain communities are being formed through these social audio apps. Yeah, no, I used to look at it like, yo, all right, this shit is not real. It's just a space where people congregate. But at this point, it's become real. You know, the meta is a real place. It's not the physical realm, but it is the meta realm. And over there, people have conscience, and people do have debates. People do argue. People do roast. People find community. People find love. People find everything. You know, some of the situations that take place on the meta actually transitions into real life, into the physical realm. Like people can do business, or people can link up and hook up, or get married or whatever. So you know you can form community, but you can't always see progression on the meta either. You know, you just got to look at it like it's just a part of this universe where in every realm you are going to have the good and the bad, you know, the ugly and the beautiful, and you just can't expect that because people are on the meta, they're supposed to utilize it in a positive manner. Negativity shines too. You need both. You know, both do coexist. That's what makes our dimension what it is. You know, so that was dope to tune into. I do want to play this clip, man. Charleston White, right? He's somebody that a lot of niggas will say he's an ignorant ass motherfucker, right? But to me, I look at him as like somebody that mixes the candy, right, with the medicine. You feel me? Like when he was on 85 South Show, and he was like, yo, I just created a character to troll because I know that's how I'm gonna get attention. But in real life, I do help people and help build community and get niggas out of jail and give people programs, you know, people who get out of jail, help them with programs so they can get back on their feet. So he is doing the work, but he realized, yo, if I'm not like negative and I'm not pushing this trolling shit, niggas not gonna pay attention to me. Cause he said when he was actually just doing the work only, he wasn't getting paid. But now that he's mixing the trolling with the work, you know, playing the yin and yang, the good cop, bad cop, you know what I'm saying? Now he's getting attention and he's using the attention in a positive way, right? But not everybody's gonna agree with what he says, because the nigga don't have boundaries, you know, and he speaks from his experience, his heart, wherever the fuck it is, but it's not something that, you know, like, it's not censored. You get what I'm saying? So let me see if he's on right now.
The little boy was all right when he was over there with his mama. That little boy was a boy with his mama. Now here come his rich basketball playing daddy, come take the kids from the mama. Get with a woman who can't have babies. Can you imagine what the mother and her side of the family is saying? They may not have the means and the financial means to go back and get her. Now Hollywood got my baby, and look what done happened. When did black people start allowing our 11, 10, 12-year-old children to bring their lover into the family picture and they kiss? We don't even let the heterosexual kids do that. Way of emasculating not only this man, but destroying his seed and his legacy.
Now, if you want to watch this, you can go to at Ground Voices IG. You can watch the full 7-minute clip. He breaks down a lot of shit, you know, that's involving the Wade family. One thing that really stood out was the fact that I don't think a lot of people consider, you know, the biological mother of Zaya. You know what I'm saying? And you can hear what, you know, Charleston White was saying. In the full clip, if you watch it, he's saying that, you know, Dwayne Wade is living vicariously through Zaya. Dwayne Wade wants to be gay. It's like, you know how fathers might not get to be on the level of if they wanted to be an athlete and they didn't get to the level that they wanted to get to, they can push their kids to get to that. So you're saying Dwayne Wade wants to be gay. Like, I mean, that's a stretch, right? But it could be true, but it's still a stretch. And he's saying Gabby Union can't have kids. I don't know if that's a fact, but maybe if that's what she said, then that's what it is. Can't have kids, and I can't in a way just like destroying Dwayne Wade's legacy and seed, and he's imagining how the mother and the biological mother and her side of the family feel about that whole situation, you know. So that brings about a conversation that people can have that has to do with the LGBTQIA transgender, to be specific, and can children really dictate their sexual orientation and, you know, their sexual being, and should there be a law that allows them to change it, or do they have to be 18? You know what I'm saying? So that's a conversation that can be had. Now I want to get back on the dark side, you know. So essentially, when it comes to the dark side, it's really a bunch of niggas who are either personalities. I would say this, they all personalities. Let me take that back. Everybody's a personality, right? But you have content creators and you have content, right? So the personalities can either cover what's going on in the social audio, which has to do with Discord, CH, Twitter Spaces, you know what I'm saying? Wherever. What was the other one? Riff, you know? So you got people who are content creators as well as personalities, and they cover the interactions that people have, right? And people try to expose people and what they have done and whatnot. And it's all content based, you know what I'm saying? And then you got the people who are personalities, but they are the content, right? So they are the stories, and quote unquote, they like the celebrity. So it's like the media and the celebrity, you know what I'm saying? So you got some like the presidential suite, and they will cover what takes place between the people who are the content, right? So they're like the platform, and then you got the content. You get what I'm saying? And then you got somebody like Denat, who, you know, tries to do the same thing. Joe Cool has tried to do that. A bunch of people are trying to have a platform where they can cover the daily activities of individuals on all these social media platforms, especially the audio ones that's taking place, right? So these people are bubbling. I like to cover them. I don't know where they're gonna get to in their lives, but some of them are interesting, right? Some people die out, new people pop up. We got Chastity, who was one of the hottest right now. You know what I mean? So she's hosting a lot of big rooms on social audio. She's hosting large rooms, 700 plus. Sometimes it's 300 to 400, and she covers what's going on. One of the situations that she recently covered was a guy called CW who was accused of rape, and the charges was dropped to assault misdemeanor, and he's being allowed to get the whole thing expunged. You know what I'm saying? So she covered that, but aside from that part of work, obviously she also have issues with a bunch of other people, because that's just how it goes. Once you have a platform, you're gonna have haters. You know what I'm saying? So let me play a little bit of Chastity for y'all.
Okay, Curtis, make me and Chastity a mod. It was either Elaine or Miss, right? And Curtis was like, okay, I got y'all. Literally, that's all that happened. And he's using that to say that's the reason why I don't fuck with him. No, nigga, I don't fuck with you because when you take a step back and you look into a situation, you see a fuck nigga for what they really are. Like, he's just a bitch made ass man. And I've always said that.
So Curtis is one of the people who's trying to have a platform so he can cover what's going on in his social audio, right? He's a bitch nigga. He's a bozo. She's right on that, right? What he was saying was like, yo, this girl wanted powers in his Discord, so she can be a manager or be a moderator or be an admin. You know what I'm saying? And she's saying, yo, it wasn't like that. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want that from you. Obviously, she's hosting bigger rooms than he's hosting, so they're not even on the same level, right? But he is a bitch. Like, I would confirm that to the motherfucking word that Curtis is a bitch. Like, Freddy can play this 20 times. Freddy Roosevelt can play this 20 fucking times. Sam Bito Shakespeare said it thoroughly. Said it with all vim and all power. Curtis is a bitch. And that's that on that. But Chastity is going to have haters, and she's going to need to be able to bang. That's what they call that shit on the meta, right? And I'm gonna just play some shit for y'all because she really got into it. She got
the
busy.
big mic for this big ass bitch in her big ass neck.
Bitch, you are not fucking confident, you big neck ass builder beast ass hoe. What's confident about you, bitch? You keep my name in your motherfucking mouth, hoe. Every time I log on this bitch, it's Chastity. You big bitch ass hoe. You built like a motherfucking hippopotamus. Lose some weight, then fucking suckle back, bitch. Big ass hoe. You can never, baby. You can never.
So, a lot of times that's how it goes down, on the meta. Motherfuckers just roast each other, and obviously Chastity had to get in that bag because she's going to have people that's just not going to like her because she's removing them out of a room or blocking them. And people like to go listen to the content. They like to go see who's being exposed, who fucked who committed what crime, whose business is out. People like to go into these audio spaces and find out shit about other people who are quote unquote famous in this realm, right? So if Chastity's hosting that room, you want to go there and hear about a nigga that you probably don't like that's being exposed. And if you can't get in because it's her room and she's blocking you, now she's an op. So niggas get to banging like that, And one of the titles that I created is the queen title, the king title. You know what I'm saying? And, I asked the question if Chastity might be the new queen because she is bubbling, And of course, Miami had to step in because Miami's like a former queen that fell, dropped, couldn't proceed with the title, and this is what she said.
Miami back, gave her the queen title. She dropped the title.
I dropped it. I've been doing my thing. I feel like
you still dark side queen? What?
Nah. Listen, if you get the dark side queen, everything goes downhill. As soon as you get it, you hit the peak as the queen, and then that shit goes straight down from there. So if you want to stay on the dark side and stay popping on the dark side, do not call yourself the queen of the dark side. You'll be in disarray.
Trelly.
Look, the truth is, I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. This chick Miami, she was trying to get one of my pages taken down by Jason Lee, right? And so, at the same time, she wanted to be cool with me. So I say, you want to be the queen? I'll make you the queen, because that's the best comeback. Because I know you can't handle that title, but your ego is going to want it because you want attention. She got that title to the ground. Now, Freddy, right? I'm about to play a clip of Freddy, right? And this is Freddy disrespecting Lydia, and Freddy's also disrespecting Chastity, right? These are people that were in his camp, right? Freddy's also another person that hosts spaces to cover people and what's going on. He also covers stuff that has to do with tech, you know what I mean? Business, and also content creators in general, right? So, as he's building his platform, he had, these women, Lydia, Trelly, and Chastity, right? Freddy's a nigga that makes a lot of fucking promises, okay? Freddy's the nigga that will tell you, look, if you come outside right now, you're going to fly into the sky. And it don't even add up, right? But he said, if you come outside, you're going to just fly into the sky. And these bitches really be thinking it's going to happen. These bitches be thinking it's going to happen. So here's what happens. They come outside, and Freddy's like, well, you got to fly on your own. And when they can't fly, they get mad at Freddy. They get mad at Freddy because it's like, you made a promise and you didn't keep it. That's how they really treat the nigga. But all the chicks want clout. Because Freddy hosts big rooms with niggas like Grant Cardone, Nelson will pull up. You know what I'm saying? Even niggas that I don't fuck with. Like Ion, who has big platforms, is all in association with Freddy. And you got a nigga like Wack 100 that's also in association with Freddy. But I think when all these women flock to the nigga and want some attention, want some clout, want to sit on stages and be cool and be next to him and be around 1,000 audience members, 400 audience members, 300 audience members, and be around the shit, when Freddy doesn't find them useful anymore, instead of Freddy just cutting them off and saying, hey, having a professional conversation, I think he just creates an issue and say, fuck you, bitch, all of this, and just, because he don't give a fuck. So he just busts at these bitches like that. And then they be just so tight and they just want the nigga fucking dead. So they trying to have a whole Black Women United campaign to get Freddy the fuck up out of here because they saying he's disrespectful and he's all of this and what. And he disrespects Black women. But the same Black women sit next to him when he's disrespecting other Black women. It's only when they get disrespected and now this nigga is a disrespect to Black women. So I just look at this shit like, y'all can't take this nigga down. You know why? Because the position that he's at, some other bitch is going to want to replace you. Some other bitch is going to think, he never going to call me a bitch. You fucked up. That's why he called you a bitch. I could sit next to the nigga and I'll be fine. And right now, like with the clip I'm about to play to y'all, this is how y'all going to know Trelly is the most loyal woman on the app right now. If Raina was on the app, Trelly has no motherfucking, there's no comparison when it comes to Raina and Trelly. Raina is here, Trelly is here, okay? Raina's here, Trelly's here. But Raina's not on the app, so now Trelly is here. Trelly is the most loyal because Chastity and a bunch of chicks definitely want Trelly to move the fuck away from Freddy so they can bang this nigga. You know what I'm saying? But Trelly is staying loyal. Nothing that they're trying to do is getting through to Trelly. She's remaining loyal. But this is the disrespect that Freddy went hard. Just peep.
Stay out of this. Stay out of grown folks' business. Fuck that hoe. I'm gonna address that bitch. Fuck Lydia. Fuck Chastity. And any motherfucker that's with him. bitch. I said you a bitch. Bang, bang. Motherfucker, go tell Chris Bivens I said it. Go tell Castro I said it. That nigga not in no buckhead, girl. Fuck is you talking about? Don't ask me what I'm talking about. Hey, bitch, every time I talk, you're talking. Shut up. Go sit in BL's lap, motherfucker. Go sit in Bito's lap, Relita. Leave me the fuck alone. I don't address you. Like, girl, shut up. Too busy dick sucking me. Fuck out of here. I don't give a fuck about that doxing shit. You're not gonna beat my ass. Cause last time I checked, I ain't never had an ass whooping. I dare you, I'm too old.
Yeah, I'm definitely there with you on that one.
No, but Trelly, stay out of this.
You heard that, right? So he was about to diss, because Trelly, Relita, and Chassie, like I said, they was all together at one point with Freddy, right? And he's about to diss these women, and he tells Trelly to stay out of it, and Trelly actually does, and kind of ad-libs. That's the only thing. I think Trelly should have actually just muted up if she was going to play that role, but not ad-lib and kind of like egg Freddy on, because then it's like the women is going to look at you like, oh, bitch, so you with the nigga. You know what I'm saying? So if they believe in women empowerment, then I guess Trelly was supposed to stand up for them. But you know what I'm saying? I think Trelly is loyal to Freddy and the position that she got right now, because when Freddy make a room and has like 500, 700 people in there and they talking their shit, doing whatever business, getting cash apps and whatnot, Trelly's saying right there benefiting, you know? So why the fuck is she going to lose that shit for Relita or lose it for Chastity? You know what I mean? So you can see that angle too. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is Chastity and Relita doing for Trelly? Freddy is putting her on. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck is these other chicks doing for her? For her to just say, fuck that nigga too. You know what I'm saying? And Freddy, you know, I had a conversation with Freddy and I got a lot of clarity, you know, because he's making moves with the nigga Wack 100, right? And they doing their thing. And y'all know my little, you know, meta history with Wack. You know, he was a nigga that when I was on Clubhouse and I was at the top, you know, like #1 content creator. I still am that. Don't forget. You know, when Jason Lee came on the app and was like, yo, who's running this shit? Wack went and got me. But they wanted me off the app so that they can run the shit. You know what I mean? I guess Jason probably realized that the app can't do shit for him, you know, because nobody really give a fuck about who he is. But Wack, the fact that he's able to control the street through the app, and I'm not even talking about the whole street, but the niggas that are on the app that think street, you know what I'm saying? Wack is able to, in a way, like, create a cult out of all of them niggas, you know, which he told me he's not drinking my Jim Jones juice. I'm not drinking his Jim Jones juice either. But there's a bunch of niggas that's fucking drinking that shit, you know? But Wack really got upset with me after this shit came out, right? With Keita.
When I was
But
Kanye don't know he actually got extorted to pay for a video that's already out.
So part of that alleged extortion was probably like, yeah, my man Jason Lee do an interview with him too.
That's how Jason Lee became the head of Kanye West's media.
Oh my God! Do you know Kanye's relationship with Wack right now in this moment?
I mean, Wack told me that he took over Kanye's business handling, and now he's the person that book him flights, books him travel, and make sure he's secure wherever he goes. But poor old Kanye don't know what the fuck going on.
Is Ray J involved in any of this, to your knowledge?
Ray J has nothing to do with this. Ray J didn't even know this nigga was finna speak about the tape.
But while Wack was doing whatever he was doing, he was updating you through the process, because that's why you have the text, because you have a text of.
Oh no, it's longer than that. He get on Clubhouse, he speaks.
So, all right, peep. This is what it is, right? So Keita came to me and Keita said, yo, she was Wack 100's like shooter, in a sense of like she beat bitches up for Wack 100, right? And they were very close, right? And Wack told her, right, allegedly, not in so many words, that he was extorting Kanye over the Kim Kardashian sex tapes, right? Now, Ray J has come out, right, and let us know that whole sex tape that came out, they was all involved. They signed signatures for the shit to be put out, right? And then Kanye, with everything that's come out, still fucking with Wack, still having Jason be head of media in his company, right? And then Jason going on Clubhouse and talking about kind of like talking about how he's being protective of Kanye and, you know, saying Kim is wrong. You know what I'm saying? With all of that, I'm just looking at the whole picture and I'm like, all these niggas is fucking involved. Like, all these niggas is involved in this shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like on the dark side of Clubhouse, how if you've been around it, at some point, niggas fall deep into the storyline and it's not real anymore. But everybody's controlling the story to maintain power. And the audience is who becomes the customers or actually becomes the victims because they're the ones that take the shit so serious and it affects their emotions. You know what I'm saying? And motherfuckers is just playing a game and playing roles and playing characters. So that whole shit, they all involved in this. You know, the sex tape, everybody's benefiting off of it, and they're just keeping that whole motherfucking storyline going, you know. But the Big U and the Wack 100 situation, that I don't know how real that is. So let's listen.
So highly of him, like that's his brother. He gonna sleep on his couch like they best friend. He ain't never said that shit. And they was like, well, why the fuck would he say it to you? All you're gonna do is go back and tell your uncle.
Are you saying if he was to tell you anything, like obviously you was gonna go back and tell?
Think about it like this. Why? Think about it like this. If I'm kin to one of your enemies, why would you tell me how you feel about your enemy if that's my family? I'm gonna tell him, right? So he would never show that hand to me.
Are you calling them enemies though?
I mean, it looked like he wanted to be enemies. That's what it looked like to me.
Does that have to do with the gang shit? Because they're different. They're two different sets.
No, it's called hatred and money. That's literally what it is. But Big, you don't give a fuck. He's living in a world of giving back to the community and keeping kids out of the gangs. He don't give a fuck about nothing that nigga saying. But because he can't get a reaction out of him, he's like, oh, fuck it, I'm going to go after her.
Would you say Big U is doing better than Wack right now in the industry?
Think about it like this. He got nominated for a fucking Emmy for Hip Hop Uncovered. Get what I'm saying? He got that going on. He's working with the city council to change the city of LA and bring more jobs to LA and bring more public housing and bring in more low income for people. Because think about it. If you're in LA and you make $25 an hour, you still can't afford a 2-bedroom apartment. You can't afford it. Think about it. Minimum wage in California is $15. You cannot afford a fucking studio apartment or to live in a nigga back house. You can't afford it. It's impossible. So he's working to change those things with the mayors and the city councils and the officials of the state of California. So why would he give a fuck about what he got to say? Do you see Wack giving anything to the community? I mean, he is from Pacoima. That is a community.
So, Pete, right? She said something important, right? About Big U working with the police department because Wack tried to insinuate like Big U is working with the feds because they gave him a phone and he has to update him about crime, right? Whereas what Big U is trying to do, according to Keita and other people, is to stop the violence, right? Wack putting that out there, it's kind of like taking a shot at somebody that's supposed to be a homie, right? Even letting people know that Nipsey has a sex tape and Big U knows about it and Big U was holding it against Nipsey, like that's kind of like taking a shot at your homie. But what Keita's saying, and she's been closer to them than me or the people that's been around our spaces, right? What Keita's saying is that this has to do with jealousy, because Big U is doing better than Wack. But at the same time, I think Wack is bubbling because Wack is right now having so many people cover him on YouTube, right? So many clips of him talking is on YouTube. He has his podcast. So he's building his own media platform. One thing I said about Wack is, he managed Game, Blueface, but I think he is the star. He's the personality. I think Wack is the personality. You know what I mean? So once Wack figure out how to become a voice and build his cult larger than where it is right now, he's going to win too. You know what I'm saying? But he got to keep goofy niggas like Reek away from him because Reek is a goofy. He's a goofball. Listen.
him and Unc, about somebody was sending some news and whatnot. And then next thing you know, Johnny come lately, Miss Tokyo come in the room, and then she basically was expressing how her and Reek is dating and this and that. She kept getting kicked from the room, whatever happened. So Ankh got mad about the situation. Tokyo ended up calling Ankh off the app. They talked for a little minute. Ankh came back to the room. He got on Reek's head. He pressed Reek hard in front of everybody. Next thing you know, I guess Ankh get a phone call. He come back in, made the announcement. Reek was drinking Hennessy at a fifth. He was in his old school. He drove to the 405 freeway to the bridge, parked the car, took a shot, and my boy jumped off the bridge off the 405 freeway.
So Pete, right? You hear this, right? So they're saying CEO Reek got into it with Wack. Wack checked him, and then he tried to commit suicide. They came back, and they said that was a troll. They lied about it. I can't respect that goofy ass nigga CEO Reek, man. At one point, I hit up Freddy. I said, "Yo, Freddy, let's get in the room with that dude and let's interview him." You know what I'm saying? He's a bozo. He's a fucking true bozo. Just like the next nigga that I'm about to play, Darius Lynch, right? Who's married to Lydia Cotton. First off, her name is Cotton. His name is Lynch. I mean, Lynch and Cotton? That's just fucking trauma. These niggas is traumatized. And these motherfuckers is literally telling black people who is black and who is not black when they got white all in them. Lydia got white in her fucking blood. I'm a dark-skinned nigga with no white in my blood. I want a dark-skinned black American to tell me that I'm African and I'm not black. Not a motherfucking mulatto. Not a mulatto passing niggas telling me I'm not black. Fuck is wrong with you? This nigga's wife had the nerve to call a man a bitch. And when the man calls her a bitch back, the husband don't even check his wife. He want to check the man. So the nigga called him a bitch also. Yeah, that's Herm. Let me play that shit, man. Give me a second.
Here I am on a stage with a nigga that done called my wife a bitch, right? So,
But I
I'm
also
like,
apologize to her, though.
do you have a problem with me, Herm? Yes or no?
Yes, Darius, I have a problem.
What is your problem with me?
I think you a bitch. Now what?
You see how that works, though, y'all? Like, now you want to jump on this I'm trolling thing. Herm, you are not a real nigga.
I try to be respectful.
We both know you don't think I'm a bitch. We both know that.
I do think you a bitch.
No, you don't. Here's what I know niggas don't do who think niggas bitch. They don't call in to explain themselves. And guess what you did? You called me to explain yourself. You called me to explain yourself.
Do your thing, Will Smith.
Thank you. Yeah, let me finish my motherfucking statement. Fuck Herm. And like I said, I can't wait till somebody kill his whole ass. Now, y'all do something.
The little boy.
Yeah, that nigga ain't about it. Same thing. He disrespected me. I hit him up. He sent me an address. I looked at the address. It's to a bar in fucking Houston. This nigga just wants drinks, man. Darius, because your last name should probably be Cotton. You know what I mean? Because you the wife in the motherfucking relationship. And on that note, man, I'm out. It's Bito Shakespeare. I'll be back again, to cover what's going on in these social audio apps and also just, on the meta in general, you know what I'm saying? So I just tune into different spaces and see what community people are building and the interactions that these personalities are having, you know what I'm saying? I just try to touch on it and also try to be entertained by it, you know what I'm saying? So today, cover some people, Freddy, CEO Reek, Wack 100, Lydia Cotton, Darius Lynch, you know what I'm saying? Relita, Charleston White, and I might be back tomorrow and cover other people, and we just gonna keep building from there. All right, so tune in. to the YouTube Go Gate House. It's the production company, so that's the umbrella, and we have a lot of other spaces like Go Gateway Studio, Ground Voices, the Belazer. So these are all different spaces that's gonna cover different content involving black folks or the world, social environments, gender, etc. You know what I mean? So that's the goal of the production company. So right here, what you're seeing is Ground Voices, and we building, and we got our folks heavy on Discord. So if you want to come to one of our bases, it's Discord. If you want to find the Discord, just go to IG at Ground Voices IG. All right. So the handle is Ground Voices IG. In the bio link, click the Discord, come to the Discord, come meet the personalities. Let's build content together. Check a lot of the stuff that's on the Go Gateway IG, as well as at Go Gateway. That's the handle at Gold Gateway. It's a lot of social issues that's covered on a daily basis, and I kind of just do a summary on this right here. So I know this is gonna touch the streets, and niggas gonna have what they got to say about it, and I'll be back to respond.